A lot of weight on his back as Pembroke, carrying 12 stone here. Highest rated in the field off a mark of 1:34 as they make the run going down the hill now and on towards flight at number 4. The halfway point now reached. Red Dirt Road looking to make all here. We'll jump this about 2 ahead over Jackpot Dafu and Bertie's Ballet to chase the dream close up in behind them. And then Hardy de Soy in the black sleeves coming a little closer now. Rewired along the inside of Owless, and back to last position is at Pembroke, where he's been throughout as they come to jump another. And that time, I think it was Bertie's Ballet who just knocked the flight to the ground, is in the slipstream of Red Dirt Road as they make the journey on towards the next flight of hurdles now, which will be 3 out. Red Dirt Road fluently across. That time Hardy de Soy clipped the top of the flight. Jackpot Dafu and To Chase a Dream are still travelling well, rewired along the inside. Hardy de Soy and Owless are a little wider on the track, but coming into it rather stylishly. They both have overtaken Bertie's Ballet, who, following that blunder, has now dropped back to the tail of the field, which is where Pembroke is as well. But they're all in touch with one another as they head back towards us here in the stands. They've got about a half mile of their journey remaining in this Racing TV free trial handicap hurdle, and it is a Red Dirt Road now challenged for the lead by Jackpot Dafu. To Chase a Dream moving well. Hardy de Soy going with that one. Owless running a big race towards the outside. Pembroke and Rewired are trying to catch up. Forget about Bertie's Ballet as they come down to the second last. It was To Chase a Dream from Hardy de Soy, and on the outside Owless. Jackpot Dafu is over along the inner, dropping back now Red Dirt Road with Rewired, and then Pembroke as they head on up the hill towards the final flight. A furlong and a half left to travel and 1 to jump, and it's To Chase a Dream. Rather hurls himself across it by 4 to 5 lengths, getting away now from Hardy de Soy back in second. Then Red Dirt Road and Rewired battling out third and fourth in advance of Owless, and then Pembroke, Jackpot Dafu and Bertie's Ballet, but it's To Chase a Dream. He's a lovely horse, this To Chase a Dream. He's going to secure a hat-trick of successes, and in the hands of Brian Hughes, pushed out to win by about 6 or 7 lengths in the end. To Chase a Dream goes on to win again. Second position is Hardy de Soy. Rewired was third. Fourth home was Owless.
For a horse that clambered over the final hurdle there, he didn't half run up that hill, Will, To Chase a Dream. I thought he might be vulnerable given how he jumped that final hurdle, but not a bit of it, because he's marched on up that hill in game fashion, as he did on the outer course when we last saw him.
Yeah, no, he showed a lovely attitude. He's got a really good way of going, stretches his head out and down, gallops all the way. Yeah, no, I said before, he looked like he was progressive, and he really is, and he'll. I think there'll be more races to be won with him.
Yeah, he's done it nicely. As To Chase a Dream, he's your winner at Carlisle. 5 to 4 favourite he was. Hardy de Soy second at 14 to 1. Third, Rewired at 50 to 1. Now we've got Ken Pitterson back on the line, ready for the Hatton's Grace. And after earlier events today, Ken, I'll be expecting you to put up one of Beacon Edge or Maxim here at 28 to 1 or 40 to 1. How do they look, these four, anyway?
Yeah, I mean, look, Lossie Nath looks ready to go. There's a look, she'll come on a touch for fitness wise, but she's ready to go. Tiapu looks all right, but I would say of the two, he was probably the one that probably needs the race more than Lossie Nath. Maximus looks okay, and so does Beacon Edge. But as you know, well, I am a fully paid member of Lossie Nath's fan club, and I've been from day one, and I'm still sticking with her.
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one. She's a really likeable and talented mare, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 8 to 13.
Everything about her she's real professional. And like I said to someone who asked me, I don't think there's a girl in around and give her £7 at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's the champion hurdle favourite as things stand. We've had a few market leaders for the Cheltenham Festival that have been deposed today, but you'd imagine that given the drying ground as well, that will suit her a bit more than it will to Hupu.
Yeah, but Tiapu's got a good record fresh and this way round as well. So it's not going to be a complete cakewalk for her, but I'm expecting her speed to come into effect over the last 2 flights.
Yeah, it's the way the market is expecting it too. She's 8 to 13. Tiapu is 13 to 8. Beacon Edge is 28, and Maxim is 40 to 1. Any future sort of immediate thoughts and plans for the likes of Croke Park and Firefox and Hartwood after the Drinmore?
No, nothing came to light. Gordon was obviously happy to win the race.
Yeah.
He didn't really say much about Firefox. What he did after that But as I said to you, I just think he needs softer ground given the size of the horse. But I did say about the winner, so what do I know?
But it seemed to be a bit of a muddling affair the way things panned out. But anyway, fascinating stuff. Thanks for your thoughts as ever, Ken. Lossiemouth into 1-2 now at the top of the market. Teahupoo 13-8. Luke Elder, is this just a match?
I think so. I don't think it's really that much of a match either. I think Lossiemouth will come out on top, and I think Lossiemouth, I know we've had plenty of favourites beat there at Fairyhouse today, but Lossiemouth I think will be by far the best of these today. Look, she's been absolutely brilliant so far in everything she's done this season. I've been a doubter of hers at times, but I think she could have a massive say on the champion hurdle this season. And if we get everyone turning up, it could be a vintage champion hurdle as well. But regards to this afternoon, I think Lossiemouth will be by far the best of them. I respect Teahupoo, but I think he'll have bigger tasks that will suit him a little bit more further down the line. But Lossiemouth, absolutely 100% the play today.
Yeah, Lossiemouth for Ken and for Luke Elder. Is it a trio of selections for Lossiemouth for you as well, Will Kennedy? Apologies, we might have just lost Will there, but sure.
Oh, sorry, no,
he's there.
That was my fault. No, my fault. Yeah, no, I think it's a fascinating race between the two of them. Teahupoo has obviously won the last two runnings of this, and yeah, he'll probably bob out and Paul will just track him the whole way around and try and beat him for speed. But it's going to be fascinating. I think Lossiemouth, yeah, I think she's very classy.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the tactical aspect to it there, because Paul Townend has been chinned twice by Teahupoo, hasn't he, in the last two runnings this on various different types. So you'd imagine he might just be the one to try and play his cards latest of all here. Let's find out. She's 4-7 on the off. Lossiemouth, a trio of selections for our pundits. Let's go get the call with Jerry Hannon.
And the forerunner, Bar 1 Racing, Hatton's Grace, Grade 1 Hurdle. And it is Beacon Edge, the leader, from Teahupoo, the grey Lossiemouth third, and fourth of the four approaching the first of 10 flights is Maxim. Coming away from flight 1, and the leader is Beacon Edge, former winner of the Drinmore. Leads in the hands of Keith Donoghue from Stable Companion. Teahupoo and the lead, Sam Ewing in second, who's tracked by Lossiemouth and Paul Townend. Fourth of the four is Maxim and Jordan Gainford as the quartet turn into the straight to flights 2 and 3. And the lead is Beacon Edge on straightening from Teahupoo. Lossiemouth is third and fourth, and last is Maxim, flight number 2. And the lead is Beacon Edge by over 2 lengths to Teahupoo, dual winner and top stayer of last season, is followed closely by Lossiemouth with Maxim looking on. Coming to flight number 3, taking them to the stands the first time. Order unchanged, it's Beacon Edge, leading Teahupoo, Lossiemouth and Maxim. Coming up to pass the stands, having jumped 3, and the Bar 1 Hatton's Grace Hurdle. It's Beacon Edge by a length and a half to Teahupoo in second. Third, returning star mare Lossiemouth. Fourth of the four is Maxim. Circuit to go. 7 flights left to jump. Still no changes from first to last. It's Beacon Edge making the bend to go to flights 4, 5, and 6 up along the side, leading Teahupoo, Lossiemouth, and Maxim. Facing flight number 4, first of 3 away from the stands. Beacon Edge up and over from Teahupoo, Lossiemouth, and finally Maxim. Continuing on rising ground to flight number 5, Beacon Edge from Teahupoo, Lossiemouth, and Maxim. Still not a single change. Handicap going to the last of 3 along the side of the track. Bring them up towards the halfway stage, which will be Beacon Edge. Continuing to cut out the running from Teahupoo. Lossiemouth joined for third by proven handicap Maxim as they reach the halfway stage. A good run of the next flight, which will be 4 from the finish. And well inside their final mile. And poaching a lead is Beacon Edge and Keith Donoghue, now showing over 4 lengths in front of Teahupoo and Sam Ewing. Matched for the third, Lossiemouth, Paul Townend, and Maxim, Jordan Gainford. Racing downhill, having passed the halfway stage. 4 flights left to jump. Beacon Edge, still to be headed from Tiapu, who's closed the gap on his stable companion. Together at the rear, Lossiemouth, who's still taking a hold. Alongside Lossiemouth is Maxim, continuing towards the 7 furlong point. The 4th flight from the finish. Beacon Edge from Tiapu, who's now racing within a length. Another length to Maxim on the outside of Lossiemouth as the 4 tighten up, coming to the flight, which will be 4 from the finish. Almost back at the point at which they started. Beacon Edge leads Tiapu on the approach. Lossiemouth hit that hard. Heading now past their point of departure. 3 flights left to jump, 6 furlongs to go. Lossiemouth relegated to be last of the quartet after that mistake. It is Beacon Edge still up top from Tiapu, Maxim, and closing back up onto their heels is Lossiemouth. 3 flights to go. Beacon Edge now nudged along in front from Tiapu, Maxim on the outside as the 3 Gordon Elliott runners show in front of Lossiemouth, racing round the home turn. Under 4 furlongs to go and 2 flights left. It's Beacon Edge being asked for more in front from Tiapu, who's poised one out from the rail. Then Maxim, who's now shaken up one from last as they turn in. Lossiemouth still looks content enough at the rear of the quartet. Coming towards the second last. Beacon Edge from Tiapu in the centre. On the outside is Maxim. Right in behind them is Lossiemouth. Bad mistake by Maxim, and it's Tiapu who's just taken Beacon Edge, but Lossiemouth is slipstreaming on the outside. 1 flight left in the bar 1 Hatton's Grace hurdle, and it's Tiapu who's come under strong driving. Lossiemouth looms on the outside, the final flight. In the air together, it's Lossiemouth who races past Tiapu, dual winner of the race. It is Lossiemouth easily extending winning ways on return in the Hatton's Grace. Has beaten Tiapu, Beacon Edge in 3rd.
Lossiemouth just reverts the equilibrium back to normal there with a smooth win, which pretty much went according to plan, apart from an uncharacteristic 4th last blunder there, Luke. But Paul Townend quickly got her back into contention. Maxim faded away on her outside. You could tell maybe Jordan Gainford was trying to keep her in for as long as he possibly could, but ultimately couldn't. And then she just quickly put herself upsides Tiapu and then cleared away in pretty ready fashion. I say pretty ready fashion, very ready fashion there. And I mean, she's won very, very cosily in the end, Luke.
That was disrespectful, wasn't it? To do that to Tiapu. I mean, that's a good horse back in second. And I mean, she's not made life easy on herself. She's been a little bit keen throughout. She made a bit of a mistake. I think it was about 3 out. She just made a bit of a horrible shape over it. Her front end went one way, her back end went the other way, and she lost a length or 2. And you were thinking, oh, she's struggling a little bit here. And then a couple of times she, again, just left her hurdle with a little bit less momentum than you'd have liked. But she made up a bit of ground, and immediately she was back on the bridle. And the way she's gone past Tiapu, is absolutely ridiculous. Like I say, Tiapu's a very good horse, and she's made him look absolutely ordinary. As far as a stamp on a champion hurdle market goes for this weekend, that is by far the biggest one, even for accounting for Sergino. That was very, very good.
Yeah, it was fascinating tactically again. Only the second time Paul Townend has won this race. Quick quiz question to both of you. 2010 was the last time. Can you name the horse?
Oh God, 2010.
Yep. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hurricane Fly.
Hurricane Fly in 2010.
Yeah.
The only other time Paul Townend has won this race, amazingly. There we go.
Does that blasted Ruby Walsh stealing with a good rise back there?
Well, yeah, and you've also had the likes of Apple's Jade and Honeysuckle that have continually won this race. So I thought that was an interesting little stat for you there. But yeah, nice performance from Lossiemouth in the end. Gets odds on backers back on a bit of an even keel there. We're over to Leicester though, 250. They're down at the start. We'll obviously towards the end of the programme maybe just spend 5 minutes dissecting some of these graded races because we haven't had too much time to go through them as we've gone through the day, but plenty of talking points for sure. 250 at Leicester is upcoming. Lunar Ocean is your 11-4 market leader for this 2 mile 4 novices handicap chase. Gavroche Dalliere is 3-1. Libre Lad each way support 11-2 into 9-2. Jabit en France 11-2. Jumper Madrick 17-2, Brother Boris 9s, and double figure the remainder here, Luke.
Yeah, it's a good little race, this. Gavroche Dallier is obviously looking to provide the Ollie Murphy team with a treble on the day, albeit off the back of a 602-day absence in this ground is going to be very, very difficult to do. The market leader, Lunar Ocean, ran well at Huntingdon last time behind Camino Roccio. A repeat of that sort of effort should be good enough to go close. Regards to ground, I think Lunar Ocean would have preferred it on the better side. I'm not fully convinced that softer ground is what he wants, albeit on paper it is what he wants. He's by Sea Moon. Generally, they go with a bit of ease in the surface, but so far in the career, granted accounting for one of the runs or a couple of runs, it was Novice Hurdle and Maiden Hurdle Company. But either way, Lunar Ocean, I still have that slight reserve regards to the favourite. And then a few of the others are a little less convincing. Libel Lad pulled up last time around, was very disappointing. Jabit en France was also a bit underwhelming, well, the last twice now. But you could maybe look even further afield. I thought for me the selection was Lucy Wadham's charge and Brother Boris. Now, has ran in a couple of maiden hurdles and a novice hurdle so far. I don't think those efforts have been terrible, but Lucy Wadham has fast-tracked this horse to go straight to steeple chasing. If taken a bit of a step forward, a horse that's a fair bit of size about, he might just be able to land a bit of a blow in this. This doesn't look a great race whatsoever. If Gavroche Dallier is fit enough, then yeah, he's a big player. But I'll take a chance with Brother Boris. The market's not exactly speaking favourably, but around 12-1 each way, I'll go in with the Lucy Wadham runner. And importantly, it's a chase. So Tom Cannon, you can go around the inside as much as you want. It won't matter on this one.
Very good, Luke. Yeah, big price. Brother Boris, now 12-1, as you say, has been fairly weak late on. Drifters do win, though. We say it and we see it plenty, don't we? So that's not putting Luke Elder off at all here with Brother Boris 12-1. Lunar Ocean is 9-4 favourite. Gavroche Dallier is 100-30. Libel Lad and Jabit en France are both at 5-1. And then you're out to those double figure prices. Brother Boris is 12s. Jumper Madrick is 12s. Toto Wolf is 14s. Bigger for the remainder. Just a very quick look at the champion hurdle market. I see Lossy Mouth is in at 2-1 with us here at William Hill after that performance, which seems about right, you'd say, but plenty more water to flow under that bridge as we go to Leicester.
Chase, 2 miles and 4 furlongs this time. And Jabit en France and Lunar Ocean with the cheek pieces are the first two, with Toto Wolf right up there on the outside. The colour change at the back, Gavroche Dallier now with the black disc and hoop sleeves. Jumped it in last position as they go around the bend. First time, and Jabit en France leading by about 2 lengths now under Harry Bannister. 2 in second place, Lunar Ocean and Kevin Brogan. Then Toto Wolf is in third position, being pursued by Libel Lad, who's up against the rail in the maroon cap with the orange. Out wider is Brother Boris, horse with the white face, pink cap. Tom Cannon to go into the straight for the first time. The nose-banded Getaway to the Woods is alongside that runner. Then the red and white stripes, black sleeves of CJB. Grey's Jumper Madrick, and the back marker is Gavroche Dallier. First one up the home straight. Jabit en France leading by a good 3 lengths over that. It's the second they've cleared on this first circuit. 2 Lunar Ocean and Kevin Brogan in second place. Then we have Toto Wolf in third as they jump the open ditch. All getting over okay. Over to that far rail, Libel Lad and Tom Bellamy. Then the pink cap on the near side, Brother Boris for Tom Cannon as they jump the next plain fence. And they're fairly well spread out jumping it, but they're all jumping pretty well so far. CJB in the red and white stripes with Brother Boris. Then comes Jumper Madrick, the grey, held up towards the back with the nose-banded Getaway to the Wood. And in last position is Gavroche Dallier, Sean Bowen and Ollie Murphy bidding for a treble on the cards. Jumping fence number 5, the final fence down the home straight. One who was a bit tight in there was CJB, but recovered quickly under James Davis. They have a circuit to go. It's Jabit en France that leads by 4 or 5 lengths now under Harry Bannister, moving along with plenty of vigour to in second place. Up on the outside, Lunar Ocean. Then we have Toto Wolf in third position, with Libel Lad and Brother Boris, who occupy places 4 and 5. Jumper Madrick alongside CJB. The back of the field still get away to the woods.
Down the back straight.
And Gavroche Dallier back from this long absence.
Closing up a little bit now.
First start for the
Ocean
Ollie
running
Murphy
wide
stable
on the
today
course
as they go down the far side. They've still got
Wolf
10 left to jump.
Up on the inside.
Jabiton
Libor
France
Lad
is
and Tom
leading
Bellamy out wide
by a couple of lengths as they clear the
now clear
first
open ditch.
down the back straight.
Brother Boris jumped that
Three,
pretty well.
just
Mistake
closing up a
towards the
little
back
bit
by
now.
Getaway
Luna
to the
Ocean
wall,
running
but
wider on the course with
didn't jump that with
Toto
any
Wolf.
fluency.
Up on the
Four more
inside,
down the far
Libor
side
Lad
then.
and Tom
Still
Bellamy.
taking
Out
them along,
wider, Brother
Jabiton.
Boris as they now clear the open ditch. Brother Boris jumped that pretty well. Mistake towards the back by Getaway to the Woods, who didn't jump that with any fluency. Four more down the far side then. Still taking them along, Jabiton France and Harry Bannister with Luna Ocean up there for Kevin Brogan. Toto Wolf's never been far away for Lorcan Murter as they jump the next plain fence. Brother Boris in behind with also on the inside Libor Lad.
Back
Then
of the field,
out,
get away to the woods.
CJB
and
getting a little
Gavroche
bit closer now under James
Continuing down
Davis.
the back
Jumper
straight
Madrick,
over the next.
the grey still towards the
As they all
inside as they
soar
jump
over
the
that
next plain fence down the
Jabiton
far
France
side.
taken
It was
on
a
for the
slight
lead
coming
now by
together
Luna Ocean.
between Brother Boris and
The others getting a bit closer.
CJB.
CJB.
Then at the back of the field, get away to the woods, and Gavroche Dallier.
5 from the finish.
Continuing down the back straight over the
Back of
next.
field, Gavroche Dallier was a
As
bit
they all
sticky
soar
at
over that fence,
ridden along, get away
Jabiton
to
France
the
taken
woods.
on for the lead now
The
by
jumping
Luna Ocean.
completed down the back
The others
straight.
getting a bit
Still
closer.
4 to go.
CJB
Jabiton France
made
back
up
in
ground
front
down
against
that
the
far
rail.
side. The final fence down the back is 5 from the finish. The back of the field, Gavroche Dallier was a bit sticky at that and ridden along, get away to the woods. So the jumping completed down the back straight. Still 4 to go. Jabiton France back in front against the rail with Luna Ocean out wider. Then we have Toto Wolf in third place. CJB, James Davis with up against the rail. Libor Lad, who's still there. Brother Boris just being pushed along out wider on the course. They begin the swing towards home. Jumper Madrick trying to creep into contention, as is Gavroche Dallier from the back and ridden along, get away to the woods. So into the straight with 4 left to jump. And in front, Jabiton France on that far side. Luna Ocean with the cheek pieces on the near side. Into third now, Libor Lad is trying to get a little bit closer. CJB out wide as they jump the first down the home straight, 4 from the finish. Toto Wolf now under pressure. Under pressure, Brother Boris. Jumper Madrick tries to improve. Work to do for Gavroche Dallier, and they're clear of getaway to the wood. 3 out the final open ditch. Jabiton France is still there towards the far side, but Luna Ocean now presses on into the lead. Jumped that one particularly well. CJB trying to pick up Gavroche Dallier from the back is making headway. 2 from the finish. The leader made a mistake over that. Luna Ocean. The leader's down to a couple of lengths, still travelling okay in front. Gavroche Dallier tries to close the gap with CJB, Brother Boris, Jumper Madrick on the far side. So 1 left to go, and it's Luna Ocean under Kevin Brogan. Still leads by a good 3 lengths. Here's the final fence. Luna Ocean is over. Jumper Madrick, the grey over on the far side, is trying to run on. Then CJB, Gavroche Dallier can find no more. Luna Ocean in front from the grey. Jumper Madrick on the far side. Luna Ocean taken on by Jumper Madrick on the far side, who's staying on strongly under Richie McClernand, and Jumper Madrick will win for JP McManus and Charlie Longston and makes a winning chasing debut. Second, Luna Ocean was run down. In third place was Gavroche Dallier, and then came CJB.
Charlie Longston trained JP McManus owned handicap debutant Jumper Madrick just gets the best of Luna Ocean late on. He looked like he'd done enough to win the race under Kevin Brogan. 1 or 2 just slowish jumps over the last couple of fences has maybe just left him vulnerable, and Richie McClernand was able to conjure up a fine late run from Jumper Madrick, who jumped and travelled pretty well for the most part. And you'd say on this evidence he started life in handicap company off a very nice workable mark, and there'll probably be more to come, you would imagine. 3 o'clock at Carlisle is next up. 3 minutes to post time there. It's a staying handicap chase again over 3 miles 2 up at the Cumbrian venue. Du Sortior is your 3-1 favourite to provide Ollie Greenall and Josh Guerrero with a double on the card after they had a very ready winner of the National Hunt maiden hurdle earlier on, Gamester's Guy. Toonbridge is 9-2 and been very much the horse for support pretty much all day long. As the prices currently stand. He's obviously an Ian Duncan representative who Ian Duncan has had a decent enough start to the season with a smallish string. Don Brocco is 6-1. Eterjon de Broy and Gibberwell are 17-2. The pair Clovis Boy and Torresay are 9s, and double figure the remainder here. Will, do you think this will be an Ollie Greenall and Josh Guerrero double here with Du Sortior?
Yeah, he's got obvious chances. An obvious chance. He finished off last season with a good win at Bangor. He's probably been a little bit disappointing this season, but that was definitely a better effort down at Fosslass just earlier in November. We're into December now, so yeah, last month. So I think if he can build on that and get back to somewhere near the form he showed and win at Bangor, he's obviously deserves to be favoured. And their horses are in good form. They'd won favourite beaten earlier, but then they won. They're very impressive with their winner earlier on as well. Tunbridge, I can't really see. You just said he's been backed. I can't really see where he's going to find the improvement. He has dropped a lot in the weights. He was 97 not that long ago. He's down to 80 now, so that obviously gives him a chance. But I thought maybe right down the bottom, I thought the favourite's biggest danger might be Gibberwell for Jake Colson. Phil Arbison taking £3 off. Ran a really good race after a 6-month break when third at Hexham the last day. I think he might be a bit fitter for that, and he's got no weight on his back. I thought he might be the biggest danger to the favourite, but yeah, the favourite deserves to be up there, I think.
But Gibberwell would be the play for you, 17-2 about.
Yeah, I think I just take on the favourite with Gibberwell, and I mean at 17-2, he's probably even a bit of an each way price as well.
Yeah, definitely is. Gibberwell. 17-2 then for Will Kennedy. The favourite, though, pretty solid as we approach post time. Du Sauterre is 100 to 30. Tunbridge again, more support into 4-1. Second favourite now, 14 or 16-1 was available at various stages earlier on when the markets first went up. So big price move there, similar to O'Connell really in the previous handicap chase.
Yeah. He's not off from 11. He's got to find some improvement. I suppose he showed one bit of form he has shown was around Carlisle. So yeah, maybe he can. He's down, like I said, down to 80. It's definitely a workable mark for him if he can repeat his Carlisle form he shown last May.
Yeah, real strong support then for Tunbridge. He settles at 9-2 as they approach the off. Du Sauterre settles at 100 to 30 favourite, and Gibberwell is the 9-1 pick for Will Kennedy.
3¼ miles for the Watch Racing TV Handicap Steeplechase. Gypsy Lee Rose and Don Brocco, two grey horses prominent here. They're in company with Du Sauterre, and Clovis Boy has unseated the rider at the first. Clovis Boy blundered badly, and Derek Fox had very little chance. There he is, helmet off, head in hands, and looks a bit gutted. So Clovis Boy is out of the race, the horse galloping up past the stands riderless. Derek looks okay, which is the main thing. They have 2 circuits left to go, and Du Sauterre now splitting Gypsy Lee Rose and Uptown Harry. Du Sauterre having a small lapse of concentration there, seemingly, as he approached the road crossing. With Don Brocco, second of the greys, not too far away. Low mileage in the yellow jacket over towards the inside. Gibberwell follows, just in front of Paw Paw, who's in the blue and white quarters over along the inside. Hold the Note in pink is out wider. Then in the white and orange colours, Torresay. Orange cap of Crow Patrick, with the Turgeon de Broye a little wider out, he being the third of the greys, and the darkest of them, and the back marker by a further 3 lengths or so is Tunbridge as they gallop away from us now and out towards the 2 plain fences, which will take them out towards the far side. Du Sauterre in the blue and white along the inside of Gypsy Lee Rose. Just the grey mare holding the lead over the next fence, at which further down the pack, Turgeon du Broye took a bit of a chance at. Joe Williamson just one hand on the rein momentarily. Gypsy Lee Rose up and over the next. And they're all safe as they now head right-handed into the back straight. 3 fences over in the back for them to jump. Plain, open ditch, plain. And it is Gypsy Lee Rose, the 10-year-old, and Bruce Lynn up and over boldly there to Uptown Harry. Further down the pack, Hold the Note didn't really do any great favours to Torresay by jumping a little right-handed. Now on towards an open ditch, and it will be Gypsy Lee Rose from Uptown Harry, the leader standing off it. They're all safely across. Du Sauterre wider out of the leading pair. They're followed in a 4th by Low Mileage as they come to jump another. Low Mileage chased over that fence by Crow Patrick, and then Gibberwell and Don Brocco from Hold the Note and Torresay at Turgeon de Broye, and then Paw Paw who's at the back end of the field now, with only Tomb Bridge patiently handled here by Connor O'Farrell behind. Back on into the home straight. An open ditch now standing before them. Gypsy Lee Rose in front by around about a length and a half, and there who stays well, and she's jumping boldly here. All safely across that one. De Sautier on the outside. And then Uptown Harry and Low Mileage, with Crow Patrick travelling nicely. The green sleeves currently in fifth. Gibberwell a further 3/4 of a length behind as they step over the next plain fence, at which Hold the Note looked to be a little clumsy. It was quite slow. Didn't get all that high, making the run towards the 9th of the 19 fences. Soon enough they will be at halfway. Gypsy Lee Rose on the left. Low Mileage moving through to be almost closest pursuer. De Sautier, although continuing to just hang on to second at the moment. Crow Patrick towards the outside. Then along the rails is Uptown Harry as they come towards the fence, which will be the last in another circuit of the track. And again, all landing safely enough, and they have just over a circuit left to travel in this Watch Racing TV Handicap steeplechase. The only one that we are minus is Clovis Boy, who blundered and unseated Derek Fox at fence number 1. All of the others continue on up past us with a circuit left to go. Gypsy Lee Rose has made most to this point and is half a length in front of De Sautier, and then follows Low Mileage with Uptown Harry towards the inside where he's been throughout, and Don Brocco coming closer again around the outer. Crow Patrick is in 6th, but only 2 to 3 lengths off the gallop. Next in running Gibberwell in front of Torosay, and then Paw from Hold the Note, Eturgeon Dubroy, and finally Tomb Bridge as they head away from us for one final time and galloping on the lengthy run now to fences 11 and 12. So it is Gypsy Lee Rose. De Sautier coming noticeably wider in that blue and white coloured jacket. Henry Brooker on board has already ridden a winner here today. Low Mileage is down in between the leading pair, and they're being followed next by Crow Patrick. With in behind them Don Brocco. Gibberwell's rider Philip Thompson just wipes some mud away from the goggles. Along the inside is Uptown Harry, as they're now on the approach to fence at number 11. From Gypsy Lee will be Gypsy Lee Rose, De Sautier and Low Mileage, the leading line of 3. All safely across that one. Crow Patrick is in 4th and held together just in front of Gibberwell and Don Brocco. That was a flying leap, a soaring leap there from Gypsy Lee Rose up at the head of affairs. He takes them right-handed. They have about a mile of their journey to go, and another 7 fences to get across, 2 of those being open ditches. This fence, however, is plain. Gypsy Lee Rose again good from De Sautier in 2nd position. With him behind them, Low Mileage, and then Crow Patrick. As they make the run towards an open ditch now, Don Brocco working quite hard all of a sudden towards the outside as they reach this open ditch, and De Sautier took off a little too soon that time. Didn't really check the momentum though, still travels all right. One who has dropped away is Uptown Harry. Over the final one in the back, Gypsy Lee Rose from De Sautier. Low Mileage cuts to the inside. Crow Patrick is in 4th and moving sweetly. 2 lengths off these is Don Brocco, then Gibberwell from Torosay, who's now being called upon to edge a little closer. 2 lengths back then to the patiently ridden Paw in front of Tomb Bridge, who's also sat chilly throughout. Eturgeon Dubroy is following those, but looks like being pulled up, and Hold the Note is struggling in rear as they now head down to the final open ditch, which will be 4 out. And it is Gypsy Lee Rose who continues to show in front over Crow Patrick, who now comes through into 2nd place. De Sautier still moving with purpose wider out of them, and then into 4th Torosay past the tiring Low Mileage as they cross 3 out. Gibberwell is next, and then Paw from Don Brocco, and back in behind that one Tomb Bridge tailed off his Hold the Note. Nothing else continues, making the run up the hill to the 2nd last, giving a bold sight here. Gypsy Lee Rose from Crow Patrick, who is about a length or so behind her. De Sautier is 1 paced at this stage, back in 3rd. Gibberwell towards the outside is next as they make the run up the hill to the 19th and final fence, and it is Gypsy Lee Rose under Bruce Lynn, the leader. At the last now, Gypsy Lee Rose a little out to her left, but she's over by 3 to Crow Patrick. De Sautier. Gibberwell is staying on nicely, back in 4th, but has 8 or 9 lengths to find on Gypsy Lee Rose, and she just keeps on galloping here. The galloping grey, Gypsy Lee Rose by 3 over Crow Patrick, De Sautier and Gibberwell, and they're not going to get to her. It's Gypsy Lee Rose punched out towards the line by Bruce Lynn. Gypsy Lee Rose back to form with a pretty much all the way win from Crow Patrick, De Sautier and Gibberwell rounding out the leading quartet.
Yeah, bold sight on the front end there, as Gareth Topham mentioned. She's jumped them silly, really, there as Gypsy Lee Rose for Nick Alexander come on quite nicely for her seasonal debut 3 days ago when she was pulled up and she fended off Crow Patrick, who's run a cracker. Back in second for Sam England, third was Dusotior, and Will Kennedy's each way pick Jibberwell was back in fourth. We must move over to Fairy House now. We've got the 3:10, a valuable 2 mile handicap hurdle here, a couple of non-runners as well. One of them was one of the market leaders, which was Telecon, who is out number 5, and number 1, Best Years Yet, is also out. But we have joint favourites 9-2 about So Scottish and Washington for Harry Durham. Cappuccino is 6, is Volantis and Aris Skerrier 13-2. EK Dubois is 15-2. Ken Pitson has just joined us on the line. Good timing, Ken, and that was pretty smooth from Lossiemouth, bar the 4th last.
Yeah, man, that's just going too slow for her. I thought, Will, I couldn't understand the tactics myself because Tearpool never going to outspeed her. So yeah, she did it nicely and smoothly. The nice thing about it, she's going to go for the Christmas hurdle at Kempton. Is her next race, yep. And the horse that won yesterday, is it Andazan? He's going for the international at Cheltenham at the end of December, end of January.
Interesting. Exclusive scoops there from Ken Pitson for us here at William Hill. So Amsterdam to the international hurdle. He was the 4-year-old winner of the 4-year-old hurdle yesterday at Fairy House. He looked smart, didn't he? And lost him for the Christmas hurdle. That's fascinating. That'll put the cat amongst the pigeons, I guess, at Nicky Henderson's stable as to which one, if any, of his hurdlers go there.
But he's got to run Fujino, hasn't he? He must do, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, what looked good here for this 3:10 valuable handicap hurdle here?
I haven't got a clue. Well, I'm going to be honest. I haven't got a clue. I couldn't pick anything. I'll go for HMS Seahorse, a small stakes each way because he's a decent animal. But yeah, I've got no clues here at all. Perfect.
Well, it's best to be honest about it, Ken, and not just put up something for the sake of it, I guess. But having said that, you have given a mention to HMS Seahorse there. So
yeah. I just thought I mean, he's a horse I do like, and he does run these big handicaps well. So I'll go tiny stakes him as a selection.
Perfect. Thanks, Ken. We'll speak to you before the bumper.
Thank you.
Very quickly, Luke and Will, just a quick one-liner, pick each.
I'll take a chance with Ennis Kerry. Made a mistake at the first last time and put him on the back foot.
And Will?
Washington, he was held in high regard by Ollie Murphy, and his first start for Harry Durham was a win, so stick with him.
Perfect. They're approaching the first over at Fairy House.
On the inside is Cappuccino, followed by Median Naranjan. Between horses, the grey Icard de Bois, as they rise at the first line. Very slow in jumping was Little Mix-Up. Lost ground to the rear. It's Effernock Fizz building up an advantage of 3 lengths. From Washington in second, third is Cappuccino, and fourth is Median Naranjan, who's followed by Icard de Bois. And then Enniskerry running the rail is Volantis. And then the Nose Bandit surprise package after them is Glan. On the inside is So Scottish, and then Frankendale. HMS Seahorse, and at the rear of the field is Little Mix-Up. Going to flight number 2, 1 of 3 away from the stands. And it's Effernock Fizz and Gavin Broder. Into the second, followed by Washington and Paul O'Brien. Third is Cappuccino, who is the man of Michael O'Sullivan as they go towards the third. And stretching them out, Effernock Fizz, jumping close to Washington. In third, a few lengths off them was Cappuccino, and then Median Naranjan. Icard de Bois is next. Followed then by Enniskerry, Volantis, and Surprise Package. Further down the field is Glan, and then So Scottish and HMS Seahorse, and Frankendale. Losing all touch is Little Mix-Up. Making the turn with 10 furlongs to go. Little Mix-Up has been pulled up. Out in front, re-establishing a lead in between flights is Effernock Fizz. Has gone back into a good 4-length advantage over Washington. 3.5 in front of Cappuccino, then Median Naranjan, was followed downhill by Icard de Bois, and then Enniskerry. Volantis on the inside of Surprise Package, and then comes Glan. Start cap, So Scottish next, and then HMS Seahorse. The new back marker is Frankendale. Heading for the halfway stage, continuing this good run to the 4th flight from the finish. And it is Effernock Fizz leading the way from Washington, who has been our nearest rival from the outset. Further away from Cappuccino, and then Median Naranjan, Icard de Bois, followed on turning by Enniskerry, then Surprise Package and Volantis, HMS Seahorse.
Diamonds. Then we've got Barra Blue out wider. Gaia Vallis in no rush at all, Brendan Powell. And then we have Porridge at the back of the 5. So turning into the straight. Near Dark in the lead. Dreaming Diamond now being pushed along. Out wider is Barra Blue. Gaia Vallis stalking them in behind, and then comes Porridge up the straight then with 3 left to jump, around half a mile left to cover. That far side leading, right Near Dark, right down this near side, the red cap of Jonathan Burke on Barra Blue. Then Gaia Vallis 2 lengths behind them, Porridge, and then Dreaming Diamond, who's really struggling now. That was 3 from the finish, and Near Dark over to that far side leading. Right up against this near rail is Barra Blue, now under pressure Gaia Vallis. And under pressure, Porridge, and Dreaming Diamond is dropping very tamely away. So Near Dark has quite a lead. This long run towards the final 2 flights. Barra Blue is about 6 lengths down in second, with plenty on from there. Then Gaia Vallis in third. So Near Dark and Joshua Parker reaching the final 2 flights, led by about 5 lengths to Barra Blue, who now needs to try and close that gap. Long gap back to Gaia Vallis. Near Dark. Barra Blue is getting there, though, very quickly. 1 left to jump, and Barra Blue takes over, and she meets it with a couple of lengths advantage from Near Dark, who did go clear up the straight, but can't sustain it. And now coming well clear is Barra Blue under Jonathan Burke for Fergal O'Brien. She's going to scoot in here in the finale. Barra Blue, she's off the mark today with a clear-cut success, and in the end has won with plenty in hand. Barra Blue the winner. To in second place, Near Dark. Gaia Vallis very tired in third, and then came Porridge.
Yeah, good shout from Luke there with Barra Blue, and Jonathan Burke steering towards the near side. Certainly think has played a large part in her victory there, because Near Dark did go clear over on that far side and jumped the second last, a good 10 or 15 lengths up. But ultimately maybe being on a slower part of the track has just paid for her late on. But Barra Blue was strong there, Luke, down the near side. Pretty cosy in the end for Jonathan Burke.
Yeah, we say it a lot of Leicester throughout the course of the season. You want to be near side, don't you, opposed to far side. On Near Dark, it's just a young jockey making a bit of a mistake and kicking too soon. He went towards the far side. He'll learn from it, Joshua Parker, but he kicked way too soon in the straight as well. It probably didn't make much of a difference because honestly Barra Blue was well on top, but it would have been interesting to see how close they would have been together had Near Dark come to the near side and Josh just counted to 10 or so, but either way, Barra Blue is off the mark. I think soft ground is potentially important to Barra Blue as well. As I say, the last few efforts haven't exactly been there, but soft ground form continues to be far better.
It does, yeah. Hard to know exactly what she's achieved today, but you could not be anything but admiring her attitude in the closing stages for sure on that kind of ground. Now, bumper time. We've got Carlisle's bumper at 3:30 and then a decent bumper over at Fairyhouse at 3:40. So get those bumper form books ready, chaps. Big Bert is sharing joint favouritism here with Maximum Offers at 9-4. The pair, James Owen, represented with Big Bert and Maximum Offers for Jamie Snowden. Strolling along is 7-2, third in, representing Dan and Harry Skelton in the Hales colours. Camberwell 13-2 and Peckforton Hills is 17-2. Here, Will, not much form to go on, obviously, but bumpers are always informative affairs. And what can you add and give to us here?
Yeah, it's a bit of a watching brief, really. Maximum Offers, a gelding by Getaway. They paid 100 and something thousand for it after it. Finished second in a point. Has the experience of a point run under his belt. And James Owen's horse is absolutely flying. Sam Twiston on board and a winner of a point, a British point. So I think he'd probably be between the two of them, strolling along, not being on the track, walking the park gelding. They paid plenty of money for this as well for the Dan and Harry Skelton yard. So yeah, there's some really nice looking types in this, but yeah, I don't think I could. I couldn't be having a bet in it, but I think maybe James Owen's Big Bert. I'm going to put him up. That yard are in such good form, and by affinity, a stallion I really like, and yeah, I'm going to put him up.
Big Bert then for Will Kennedy. Looks very fresh and well and on good terms with himself down at the start. Sam Twiston Davies taking the ride. He's 11-4. Big Bert. The late support has been for Maximum Offers, which would provide Gavin Sheehan with a double on the card after he rode the first winner for the official partnership, Joel Parkinson and Sue Smith on O'Connell, earlier on in our feature handicap. Chase, he'll be hoping for that double, as I say, with maximum offers for his usual employer, Jamie Snowden. 13-8 now, maximum offers. 11-4, Big Bert strolling along fours. 8-1 and bigger about the remainder. They're approaching the starter, whose flag is raised aloft for the closing bumper hit at Carlisle. It's been a decent card. Let's see who wins the closer.
Racing for the final fixture on the 15th of December, Open National Hunt Flat Race. And last year's runner-up, Booglyburn, who hasn't run since, coming home second of two in this corresponding event last year, toes them along and won the best turnout beforehand as well. So in some famous silks, Booglyburn from along the inside Lord Fortescue, and in the light blue colours Camberwell, with close-up in behind them Big Bert in the red and white, just wanting to go a little bit faster than Sam Twiston-Davis is wanting to allow. Maximum offers around the outside in the blue and white jacket, being tracked through by Peckford and Hills, horse in a sheepskin noseband, and then King Kodiak in green along the inside, and held up by Harry Skelton in John Hales' famous silks, is strolling along as they make the journey back towards the home straight for the first time. And it is Booglyburn to the right, Ryan Mania, maximum offers, first who shows out in front, being followed by stable companion Lord Fortescue. The white spots on the black cap away to the inside. Camberwell a little wider out. The Irish challenger with away to the right. Maximum offers, first start today for trainer Jamie Snowden. With racing next, Big Bert, winner of a point-to-point down at Garthorpe. And then a little wider out, Peckforton Hills today. Booglyburn, Kodiak along the inside and strolling along to Camberwell is the back marker, but only 8 lengths off Booglyburn, who brings them up towards the winning post for the first time in this concluding bumper. And towards the inside, Carlisle today. Booglyburn and Ryan Mania by little more than a length. The Camberwell in second place, having his rules debut today. Then in third, maximum offers, with only 6 lengths, followed by Big Bert, and towards the inside, Lord Fortescue. As they now turn right-handed, heading away from us. Peckforton Hills around the outside of King Kodiak, and last of all is strolling along. Tightly grouped here with only 6 lengths between the leader and back marker as they now make the descent, going away from us. Big Bert towards the halfway stage with Booglyburn still showing out in the lead here, just over a length to Camberwell, and maximum offers under double seeking Gavin Sheehan away to the outside, travelling powerfully. Big Bert has now moved start today for trainer James Owen, who's had a winner down at Leicester this afternoon, that one in the red and white jacket. Sam Twiston-Davis with racing next, Peckforton Hills deeper out of King Kodiak, and still in rear, strolling along, although has now moved past Lord Fortescue, who's just beginning to struggle as they move through halfway, and that one now plummets to the tail of the field. Booglyburn still up ahead together with maximum offers, who's now applying pressure for the lead as they're right across from us over in the back straight. Booglyburn by around about a neck, I'd say, over in second, maximum offers. Big Bert and Camberwell are poised right in behind them. And over to the rails in the green jacket, King Kodiak from Peckforton Hills, and the patiently handled strolling along and continuing on but tailed off is Lord Fortescue. They've got about 5 furlongs to go from this point as they're now swinging right-handed out of the back straight, and still Booglyburn in front by half a length over maximum offers, who's moving powerfully. Big Bert on the outside, and then comes Camberwell with up the rails King Kodiak. Peckforton Hills a little wider out and strolling along is the last of those still with claims as they're now galloping on inside their final half a mile, and very quickly Booglyburn drops back, and it is maximum offers who's gone to the front, but Big Bert is on the case and moves a close second. Camberwell is in third, now being pushed along in front of strolling along, who's trying to come into it as they now make the run up the hill to the final 2 furlongs. King Kodiak dropping away. Peckforton Hills has moved on past that one. It is maximum offers over towards the far side leading Big Bert, by about a length and a half. Strolling along is staying on back in behind them in the yellow jacket. And then comes Camberwell, racing now uphill towards the final furlong. Big Bert is getting to Maximum Offers. Big Bert in the red and white jacket. To the far side is Maximum Offers. Here now is Camberwell beginning to find his best stride on the outside, and then strolling along as John McConnell's Camberwell in the hands of Ben Harvey comes through to pick up the running close home. Camberwell moving on from Big Bert, and Maximum Offers strolling along next. This goes to Camberwell, who makes a successful start under rules. Camberwell beating Maximum Offers along the inside of Big Bert, strolling along out wider, and they were well clear of Peckforton Hills.
Camberwell wins for John McConnell and Alex Harvey, Ben Harvey, should I say, and that provides them with a welcome tonic after a disappointing performance of their Lieutenant Main in the earlier novices hurdle. But I think Ben Harvey here has maybe just kept his powder dry a little bit longer than the two market leaders who raced on ahead of him. Maybe they just got racing a tiny bit too soon, and Camberwell has been able to come and pick their pocket late here, Will.
Yeah, 100%. I think the two boys, they thought they had each other to beat, and sort of they kicked on, and Sam was really keen probably to not let Gavin get away, but and then he's probably pushed Gavin along, and both of them have just, like you said, maybe just went a shade early, and Ben Harvey just picked them up late on. But I think all four, the first four in that, I think they'll be all nice horses. Now, I think that will have been a pretty decent bumper.
Yeah, strolling along probably came from a bit further back than the other three. Ultimately has faded to finish fourth, but probably made up the most ground at the stage of the race when they were quickening at the bottom of the hill, didn't he? So
yeah, 100%. I think yeah, I think all four. I wouldn't mind taking any of them home and strolling along. I'd never been on a racetrack either, so it was a big performance by him. I think that will be a good bumper, like I said.
Yeah, good bumper over at Carlisle. What will be a good bumper over at Fairyhouse in 3 or 4 minutes' time, you would imagine, as well, with Unknown Entity now the 11-8 market leader here, representing William Patrick Mullins. Disappointing favourite at the Punchestown Festival was Unknown Entity. Cocktail Brute is second in at 2-1. Harry Swan switches onto that one after He Can't Dance is a non-runner. Mossy Way is fours. Reynardo 17-2. Were you at Punchestown when Unknown Entity ran last spring, Ken?
No, I wasn't, Will, but you can't miss it.
Right.
I mean, he's a great strapping type. I mean, he's the biggest horse in this field, and he's fairly straight as well. So, yeah, I was very much taken by his appearance.
Perfect. And Cocktail Brute, the Gordon Elliott representative?
I thought, again, not a check.
The other one in single figures is Mossy Way at 7-2 for the Doyles.
I didn't really like that one. The other one I thought didn't look too bad was Dolly Mount. I thought that looked okay. Looked pretty fit. Probably the fittest horse here.
Okay, 40-1 about Dolly Mount, which is interesting. So which way would you go? Unknown Entity 6-4?
Yeah, Unknown Entity looks a bit a better model in terms of quality compared to his.
Sure. So Unknown Entity 6-4 for Ken Pitterson there. Thanks for your efforts today, Ken. It's been a fascinating day, all told.
Yeah, it's been really good. As it already is for this meeting. So yeah, I had a good day, but hopefully I'll get home in one piece.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you had a fraught flight over, so fingers crossed it's a bit better for you on the way back. I presume you'll be Tingle Creek meeting next weekend?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday at Sandown and somewhere during the week. So yeah, that'll be my next appearance on the radio.
Look forward to that. Thanks, Ken, as ever.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. What's left of it. Bye-bye.
See you, Ken.
It's Ken Pitterson there signing off at Fairyhouse. Fingers crossed he gets back home in one piece. He's provided some invaluable snippets of information and paddock judging over the course of today. And he sides with Unknown Entity here. Luke, 11-8 as your market leader for the Mullins.
Yeah, he's done very little wrong so far. The point-to-point run obviously reads fairly nicely. The debut effort over at Punchestown, I thought was okay. Probably on the day a little bit underwhelming. Was sent off an even money favourite, but travelled beautifully throughout the race. Obviously, it was a hotter contest than probably what we're going to contest today. But he just looked a bit. I mean, he looked exactly as Ken described him as to be honest, lanky, bit green, and just a big boy. He's going to be better in time, but he ought to improve off the back of that. I have a little concern about him being off the track for 214 days, but it wouldn't really be a race that I'd be wanting to rush in and bet him. But Unknown Entity is the most fascinating for sure.
Yeah. Will, for you, one of the two market leaders?
Yeah, well, it was interesting what Ken said about this horse, how big he was, and I imagine that's why he's staying there down the bumper route. Like, he's probably taking a little bit of time to mature, hence he's was a little bit maybe weak when he ran first time at Punchestown. Hopefully he may have strengthened up a little bit, because, like I say, he was probably a bit shade disappointing that day. He went off favourite, but yeah, I'm going to stick with him. Patrick's on board, and Willie's in the bumper is usually not a bad way to go.
Certainly not. No, 11 to 8, Unknown Entity for all three of our experts today. Luke Elder and Will Kennedy in the pundit's chair, and Ken Pitterson, who's been over at Fairyhouse watching these horses throughout the course of the day. He sides with Unknown Entity as well to recoup those Punchestown Festival losses when he was well backed and provided favourite backers with a disappointing end to that card that day, but they're coming in for Unknown Entity again. 11 to 8 he is. Cocktail Brute is 15 to 8, €250,000 purchase after a decent point-to-point run that has been boosted since. So Mossy Way as your third in at 100 to 30 as well. Debutant for the Doyles. This could be an interesting and informative bumper.
Finally consented to jump off at the 2 mile start. Final race of the festival, the Bar 1 4-year-old bumper, and it's Cocktail Brute who leads early on from Unknown Entity. Already well stretched. And third is Mossy Way. Then the grey, You're Simply the Best. To the inside is Hinado. Dolly Mount has one behind, Shine Bright. Cocktail Brute and Harry Swan go along a couple of lengths in front. From Unknown Entity and Patrick Mullins. Third is Mossy Way and David Doyle. Improving is Dolly Mount. Josh Halford goes in front of You're Simply the Best, Vinnie Maguire. And then Hinado, Jimmy O'Rourke. Shine Bright and Evan Dwan trail the field. Racing uphill along the side of the track. And it's Cocktail Brute, the leader, from Dolly Mount, who makes rapid improvement to go up and head Cocktail Brute, then Unknown Entity. Followed with 1.5 miles to go by Mossy Way. With the back three, You're Simply the Best, Hinado, and Shine Bright. It's Dolly Mount extending the lead to 4 to 5 lengths over Cocktail Brute. And third is Unknown Entity. Fourth is Mossy Way, and then You're Simply the Best, Hinado. And at the back of a well-strung out field is Shine Bright. 10 furlongs to go, turning at the top of the hill. And with a commanding advantage now, Dolly Mount has gone 12 to 15 lengths clear from Cocktail Brute, 2.5 in front of the third running Unknown Entity. And then Mossy Way, racing downhill towards the final 9 furlongs. The Bar 1 4-year-old bumper, soon at the halfway stage. Dolly Mount clear from Cocktail Brute. And third is Unknown Entity. And then Mossy Way racing together, You're Simply the Best, and Hinado. And still last is Shine Bright. They're at halfway. And continuing with a big lead, Dolly Mount and Cocktail Brute, who's forged on over 4 lengths in front of Unknown Entity in third. And then Mossy Way, Hinado, You're Simply the Best, and 3 legs back to Shine Bright. Dolly Mount's lead has been reduced. Coming on towards the final 3/4 of a mile. Dolly Mount, Josh Halford. Reeled back in by Cocktail Brute and Harry Swan. Third is Unknown Entity and Patrick Mullins. Into fourth goes Hinado and Jimmy O'Rourke. And then Mossy Way, You're Simply the Best, and Shine Bright. Heading back for the approach to the straight. And Dolly Mount, all the while, is falling back to Cocktail Brute. Ridden momentarily in third was Unknown Entity, and then Hinado. After them is Mossy Way, You're Simply the Best, and Shine Bright. Running round the home turn. It's Dolly Mount making the bend with a greatly reduced advantage over Cocktail Brute. Unknown Entity in third, and then Hinado. Mossy Way, You're Simply the Best, leaving behind a struggling Shine Bright. At the head of the straight and coming back to the front is Cocktail Brute, followed through by Unknown Entity, who's now shaken up second. Then Hinado, Dolly Mount has stopped quickly, running on his Mossy Way, and then You're Simply the Best. But it's Cocktail Brood, yet to be asked any questions, and readily goes clear from Unknown Entity. And then Mossy Way, Heinado is next, and then You're Simply the Best. Racing towards the final furlong, it's Cocktail Brood and Harry Swan further clear. In the bar 1 4-year-old bumper, it is Cocktail Brood. Cocktail Brood and Harry Swan are runaway winners of the bar 1 4-year-old bumper. Cocktail Brood impressively from Mossy Way and Unknown Entity.
Yeah, that was an impressive way to finish the 2 days over at Fairy House here. Cocktail Brute sprints away pretty readily from a field that had one or two fairly well-regarded types. Unknown Entity has just faded in the end to finish third. I guess in sort of summation instantly, it's probably quite hard to know exactly what he's achieved there, Cocktail Brute will, but visually that was very impressive.
Yeah, visually he travelled super through the race, and then he really picked up. Harry Swan have a little look over his shoulder. I think he probably look and see where Patrick was, but he always had him covered, and once he let him out, he really picked up nicely in the straight. Yeah, a really nice horse. I mean, Ken said he looked a bit barley and still looked like he might need the run, but yeah, if he gets a little bit fitter, he could be even better. But that was a really taken performance, and a good performance then by Mossy Way as well. First time on the track, stayed on for second. You'd have to be a little bit disappointed again with Unknown Entity, very well backed. But you see him there back in third finishing. He does look like a big sort of lanky horse. Probably he's only 4. He probably still needs a little bit more time. But take nothing away from the winner. He was impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And no doubt he'll have quotes for the champion bumper on the back of this effort. Gordon Elliott and Jigginstown already had the favourite for that. Calypso Chance, or the anti-post favourite, but caution is the better part of valour, I think, when regards back in those types, because Jigginstown don't really like the champion bumper as a race, do they?
No. They I think he thinks it can leave a horse's sort of career behind him there. But I would. They might have to throw 1 or 2 darts at it this year. They've got plenty of bumper horses, probably more than they've had for the last 4 or 5 seasons. So they might have to end up putting one of them there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's Fairy House cleared up. Then Cocktail Brute wins at 15-8, Mossy Way 100-30, clearing up Carlisle. The 3:30, Camberwell 8-1, the winner. Big Bert 11-4 in second, and Maximoff was 13-8 back in third. Barra Blue 11-8, Near Dark 16-1, and that concludes our coverage here on William Hill Racing Radio. One quick question for both our pundits, just as we leave things after a frenetic day over at Fairy House, and over the course of the weekend, actually, of course, in various different races. And I think the one race, if you're looking towards the Cheltenham Festival, I know it's still 3 months away, but seems to be all eyes always go there. The one race that has had the most shake-up, I guess, is the Champion Hurdle. So let's say the Champion Hurdle was run in 3 or 4 weeks' time, and the horses that had run this weekend had a good chance to sort of get over that and step forward from it. You got Lossiemouth 2-1, State Man 4-1, Constitution Hill 9-2, Sergino 5-1. Will Kennedy, if you had the choice of those 4, which one would you ride?
Oh God, State Man.
State Man, the reigning champion.
I'd rather ride Constitution Hill, mine, but if of the 4 you've named, I'll ride State Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what Constitution Hill, you know, if the issues that he's had are going to be long lasting, have had an effect.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah,
but
it's a big show, but it'll be interesting to see him when he comes out.
Yeah, certainly will. I mean, I think Nicky Henderson suggested that might well be the Christmas Hurdle, but
yeah,
Ken mentioned Lossiemouth going there, so we could have a matchup.
It'd be nice.
It would. Thanks for your input today, Will Kennedy. It's been sterling work at Fairy House in Carlisle.
Cheers. We'll speak soon.
All the best. Cheers.
See you, Luke.
Cheers, Will.
And Luke Elder, same question. Which one would you ride? I don't want
to ride any of them.
Well, I was going to say it probably would completely bottom that one's chances, but metaphorically speaking, where would you go?
Lossiemouth, and it's not even close.
Right.
At the moment. If Constitution Hill comes out, then fine. But I don't know where he is at the moment. He looked terrible at Newborough, I thought. Sergino, very good, yes, but he beat a horse that won a good handicap the time before. And State Man, I don't know. I wasn't flattered with him the other day. I do like State Man, but with the £7 penalty or £7 allowance, I should say, Lossiemouth not even close at this time.
Perfect, clear cut there for Luke Alder, and he's clear cut on his nap selection, which hasn't even run yet, has it?
No, 6 o'clock at Churchill Downs. Moonlight, who is currently, last time I checked, was 7-1, is still 7-1. I think that's overpriced. I think Moonlight should be second in the market. Has only encountered a fast dirt surface, I think 3 times in the career, maybe twice, and has performed very well on all of them. Has formed with Hall of Fame, the short price favourite in the Risen Star. That was on a sloppy surface, and Sierra Leone was in that race. He ran well, and obviously is the Breeders' Cup Classic winner. I think Moonlight's a huge price in the opener at Churchill.
Excellent way to finish a good day, Luke, and you're back in the presenter's chair tomorrow, I believe.
I am. Long journey up to Leeds tomorrow, so leave me a present or something nice.
I'll leave the aircon on in the room.
Thanks.
For you. Yeah.
The aircon is well powerful there, isn't it?
It is. On that note, thanks for your efforts, Luke.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Take care. That is Luke Elder signing off, and also Will Kennedy signing off. They've been in great form today on William Hill Racing Radio. Thanks for your input as well with the emails, studio@williamhill.co.uk as ever. Tomorrow we have the 3 meetings, Plumpton and Foss Last Jumps Cards in the afternoon, and Wolverhampton resumes the all-weather action over the course or after the course of a week-long break in that particular sphere. But it's been an interesting day over at Fairyhouse. Good cards at Carlisle and Leicester. Whatever you do tonight, have a decent evening, and be sure to tune back in at around about 12:10 tomorrow for Plumpton, Foss Lass and Wolverhampton. Luke Elder will be presenting, and he'll be helped by Martin Dixon and Paddy Aspel.
On the inside of La Seule Fasson, there was a mistake in 3rd place there from Clarix, who's made progress past Chacha Chouet on the outside in yellow. Madison now back into 5th place on the inside, and this little group of 5 have gone clear of Maybe the Story and Aria de Bouge, who are at the back of the field. So heading off towards the back straight now, and flight number 9 will be the next one. La Seule Fasson with the lead to Kirsteneko in 2nd. Chacha Chouet, the yellow jacket, away to the right in 3rd. And Maybe the Story being pulled up at the back of the field. Maybe the Story being pulled up as La Seule Fasson out to the left again over Kirsteneko in 2nd place, who just gave a little bump to Chacha Chouet. Clarix is in 4th, 3 lengths away to Madison, back in 5th place now, and is losing ground on the front 4 who are getting away from her. Aria Dabouge is still going, but some way behind, going towards the next one down the back. And La Seule Fasson, half a length to Kirsteneko. Clarix moves well in 3rd place towards the rail, followed in 4th, 3 parts to Chacha Chouet. Madison is still just about in touch, but 5 lengths further back as they jump 3 from home, the last one on the far side. And now they begin the run back towards the home straight with 2 hurdles to jump. Kirsteneko on the outside, moving up to join La Seule Fasson. Clarix going between them. Madison being asked to get a bit closer now into 4th place alongside Chacha Chouet as La Seule Fasson begins to drop away, and Clarix presses on for home towards 2 from the finish from Kirsteneko. Madison on the left in the green and black is closing in again. Over in 4th place with Chacha Chouet, and it's Clarix the one to catch with 1 to jump. Kirsteneko on the right. Madison back in 3rd place from Chacha Chouet. Clarix over the last by 3 to Madison in 2nd, and then Kirsteneko further back, Chacha Chouet in 4th, and it's Clarix who can afford to ease down here. Clarix is going to come away on the run to the line and win this comfortably in the hands of Christopher Grabois. In 2nd was Madison, in 3rd was Kirsteneko. 4th across the line then was...
Yeah, Clarix, your winner at Toulouse, has done that pretty tidily in the end. Price up at Syracuse, where Royal Elzam is the even money favourite. Bjorn is 5-2. Magic Feeling at 9-2. Mr. Elzam Said is 5-1. It's 14s and bigger the remainder. They're about to jump William Hill 2. Let's join them over at Sandy Lanes.
4 is close behind. 12 trailing the rear of the field. And 8 is making good headway. And 8 continues to lead. 4 is the leader. 8 in 2nd place. 2 is the back marker. Number 4 still heads the field. 3 is challenging for the lead. 11 is starting to look a little tired. The winning post is fast approaching, and as they pass it, first, number 4. Number 2 is second. Number 9 is third.
Simon Rattle, your 6-1 winner. Joyful Time second at 12-1. Superbit was third at 40-1. Yeah, huge game in the Premier League, not too far away. Kick-off, 4 minutes away. Liverpool to win, both teams to score. Mo Salah to assist is the call of Nicole. All the markets on the sports betting terminals right now, or on the app. On the move at Toaster, have got an odds-on favourite in trap 4, 8-13, Rupee Smiley. They're away and racing. 3, 1 and 4 are quickest to show from 5 and 2. And into the opening bend they go on. 4's been knocked over. The odds-on favourite is out of the race here. 5 now takes up the running. Savannah Vesuvius heads up the field. It's 5, 1, 2 and 3 as they head off into the back and down the third and fourth bends. It's still 5 out in front, the big outsider of the field. 5 out in front, leading to 1. Can 5 hold on here? 1 trying late to get there. 5 and 1 go by together. 5 your winner at Toaster. That'll be a huge forecast there. I hope the favourite okay. Right, let's join them at Hove, 357. Deacon Pee-wee, 5-1 in trap 1. Ryoka Madam, 4-1 in trap 2. Gary's Angels, 13-8 in trap 3. Hat-trick Bucko, 7-2 in trap 4. 5 is vacant, and Whistling Wife is 11-4 in trap 6. Here on the move over at Hove. Good luck with your bets. Home straight countdown on William Hill 2. And speaking of 2's, made a great start over at Hove. Leads up with 4, then comes 6, 3 and 1. 4 now goes on from 2. Then come 3, 6 and 1 into the back straight. Trap 4 out in front. Hat-trick Bucko has got the lead. Leads a length and a half to 2. Now 3 moving up into second. It's 4, 3, 2. Then comes 6 and 1 bringing up the rear. But 4's still out in front. Hat-trick Bucko's got the lead. Leads a length and a half to 3. Then comes 2. It's 4 from 3 and 2. 4 getting tired out in front. 3 closing in. And 3's going to go on and win it. 3 beats 4. 2 back in third at Hove. Join them over on William Hill 2, where they've jumped.
11 trailing the rear of the field. And 8 is making good headway. And 12 continues to lead. 12 is the leader. 1 in second place. Number 12 still heads the field. The winning post is fast approaching, and as they pass it, first, number 4. Number 1 is second. Number 12 is third.
Yeah, misconnect. 11-1 winner.